Welcome back, everybody. So, another week. My name is Marriott, and in this series, I have been documenting my journey of creating digital products, working on my Etsy shop here in Canada with a full time job, which is my main focus, busy life, and home. And this is to enable me to create a steady second income stream, which is reliable with consistent effort, no fluff, and actual numbers. So, this week, we're talking about creating an actual product using Canva. And you're going to come away with this with an actual tutorial that I'm going to lead you on. So, it's kind of looking over my shoulder. And let's get started. So, if you've ever wondered how people create digital products and sell them online, today's video will show you exactly how I create a product from scratch using Canva. And you do not need graphic design experience, expensive software, or advanced skills. I'm going to walk you through my beginner friendly process inside Canva from an idea to a finished product. So let's jump right in. Today, I will be creating a simple digital product. I've tried to think about something that's quite easy for a beginner to create, someone with not a lot of experience, who's not very used to Canva, who's not sure of if this is for you. And these were great when I was starting out because it honestly proves that you can do it if you're willing to learn and you're willing to experiment a little bit. So, the most simple products I would recommend would be things like a checklist, planner, a journal page, a template, a workbook, a guide. Hey there, so we're in Canva right now. We're going to be using the Canva free options. All right, so everything I do today, you can create with a free Canva account. There's no need to go for the paid subscription if you do not have it yet. So all we're doing is going to File, create a new design. I've chosen a 5 by 7 inch size for this one. It's one of the most commonly used and preferred because when you print it out, it's quite common to have frames, like picture frames in that size. It's quite common to have bullet journals and books or pages that you would need. So this is a blank canvas. Now, this here is one of my existing designs. This is how it looks when I create a mock-up for Etsy. Ignore that word for now. But if you look at the actual design, it is quite simple. You've got text title, you've got line text, you've got some check boxes and lines. So this one, for example, is a checklist for cleaning, very popular. This is another version. All right. Now, again, this is also a checklist, but as you can see, we've got certain options with numerous days of the week and then single check boxes. So we're going to use these as inspiration and create our own from scratch here. All right, so let's get started. So one recommendation or suggestion I would say that is really good to use is Canva has a lot of templates. All right, now a template basically means that you've got half your work done for you. You've got a lot of inspiration that is there already done. You just have to take it and make it your own. So what we're going to do is go to templates and search for cleaning checklist, for example. All right, so that's what we're looking to create today. And as I'm scrolling down here on the left side, I am looking at what's available, what's the kind of aesthetic I'm looking for. And all right, so we're back and we have typed in a search looking for a template here in Canva. And I've just put a minimal cleaning checklist. Okay, and scrolling down, that's what we're going to see. We're going to stay away from the crowns and the paid elements for now. Simple is always better. You can always add on as you go on, and it's easy to get lost in the colors and the fonts and the beautiful little images. Okay, for this example, let's do something that is clean and simple, and this one looks good. Okay, so now by clicking that, I've got it loaded here on my page. I'm zooming in a little bit so you can see a little better. Now, what we can do now is make it your own. So we're going to try and change the font. It depends on what you'd like to go with. Like you can always go with something a little more stylized, a little more like a handwriting font. Something like this that looks good for the heading, maybe not the main text. Okay, and just scrolling down, I'm looking at the options here. And this one looks pretty good. It's called Brittany. We've got something here called Moontime. That looks quite nice. So I want to make this a little bigger, so I'm increasing the font size. looking at it as we go and then getting it a little higher. And here, if you look at advanced settings, you can space out the letters a little bit so it widens it up. And now, of course, I'm going to widen it and then centralize it here. That looks pretty good. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. So what I do not want kitchen, I'm going for a daily and then a weekly and then a bi-weekly. So this is going off the example that we started with, right? And of course, for the weekly, we need one checkbox, but for the daily, now we do need for each day of the week. So easy way to do this would be you select this, let's duplicate it. And there we go. That's another one. I'm going to duplicate it again. And you see it's following the same format. So I'm looking for 7 days of the week. So that's 3, 4, 5, oops, undo. Okay, and duplicate. And again, we've got to put it in line. There we go. And duplicate. And we need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, and if I select this and duplicate, okay, again, you're literally seeing what happens when I'm doing this. So I am deleting, 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 deleting. I'm selecting all of these. Okay, I'm duplicating it. I'm going to put it in line with these here. You can see the numbers showing up, which show you that the spacing's all perfect. Okay, and then duplicating it again. There you go. Okay, now I kind of want to have like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday on top. So let's go to this daily. The reason why I'm duplicating this and I'm not making a new text box is because I wanted to use the same format, the same fonts, right? So I'm going to change it to right center and now change this to, you can either start with Monday or Sunday as you wish. I'm going to do Monday start, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so what I did was I kind of just used the space bar. Okay, and now you can see that I want to have it kind of centered. There's a couple of different ways to do this, and you'll find more ways as you go along. I want it to be a little smaller too, not too big. Okay, so that's the size I'm looking for, but of course it's not aligned. So one way could be just to kind of increase that a little bit. There you go. So it's centered, but now this is kind of big. Okay, let's see. What if we add spaces? Again, as I mentioned, there's various different ways to get the job done. And you'll get better at making things work. And of course, for the sake of this tutorial, it's not going to be perfect. You know, you still have to play around with it a little bit, and that's fine. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's look at it. I've got the decluttering. I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, daily, weekly, bi-weekly. Now, of course, this expired food, plastic cutlery, etc. does not make sense for what I want to have in my product. So one way of getting this is, of course, to look at what your customers usually like, look at what other inspirational products you might have. You can also just pop it into your AI agents and see and ask for suggestions on what could be used to fill in these fields. So we're going to use things like make your beds. Let's do here wash dishes, right? Let's do wash the clothes. These are things that I would do on a daily basis. All right, let's do sweep floors. Okay, empty the bin, and let's do clean the kitchen. And because you don't want to see me typing and fumbling around with this, I'm going to come back after filling it. There we go. I'm back again, and by magic, all of this has been filled in. All right, so what we've done is we've created a product. It is quite important to double check your spacing, look how everything actually appears, look at the colors, the fonts, the sizing, anything else that you want to have a once over with. All right, so now that the design is done and we've checked it, we are going to download it as a PDF. Now, to actually share it, we're going to download it as a PDF. So you go up here where you have the share button. Once you click on that, just moving my face out of the way. All right, and then you have download. Okay, and here's your PDF. All right, and that's it. You just hit the download button. So now this, once it downloads, is your PDF. It's ready to print in the size that we selected, which is 5 by 7 inch. So this PDF, beautiful, look at that. Okay, so this PDF is ready to be used as a lead magnet, as a digital download on your shop. For me, for example, that would be Etsy. It could be used as a printable. It can be used as part of a larger offer. And that is how, in a nutshell, you can create a ready to use, a ready to sell digital product using Canva, using not very complicated or expensive software, without much of design experience. And we have a product that is ready to go. Amazing. So now that we've created an actual digital product, there are so many ways to use it. Some ideas could be offering it as a free lead magnet. You could sell it directly on your Etsy shop, so you've got to configure it and get that done. You could bundle it into a course, add it onto your website, and give it to your email subscribers, right? So the goal is to create something useful that helps your audience solve a problem. If you are just getting started, don't worry about making the perfect digital product. Focus on creating something that is simple and useful. Canva has made the process much more easier, incredibly beginner friendly, and the more products you create, the faster you become, the better your skills get, right? So if this video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content about digital products, Canva, and online business. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, keep doing, keep dreaming. You got this. Bye.